IELTS bite.
Imagine this. It's 6 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, that is very early.
right? Your alarm goes off and it sounds like a fire engine. You hit the snooze button like 3 times.
Naturally.
Yeah, you've only slept for maybe 4 hours. So you finally pull yourself out of bed, you drag your feet across the cold floor and you stumble into the kitchen.
I can literally feel how tired you are in this story.
Exactly. So you are trying to make a simple cup of coffee. Your eyes are barely open, your hands are clumsy. And then, well, it happens. You drop the mug.
Oh no.
Yes.
Eh.
It shatters on the floor and hot coffee splashes all over the counter, the cabinets, and your favorite socks.
The worst start to a day.
It is a complete disaster. You are standing there in the mess, feeling completely defeated. And right at that exact moment, your roommate walks in.
Oh.
He looks at the shattered mug. He looks at the coffee dripping off the counter. He looks at your very tired face. And he smiles and says, well, you are looking energetic today.
That is just such a painful image. But it is brilliant.
Why brilliant?
Because in that exact moment, your brain has to make a choice. I mean, the literal words your roommate just said, they're a compliment. He said, you look energetic.
Right, but the reality is I look like a total disaster.
Exactly. So why is your immediate reaction to maybe laugh or roll your eyes instead of just getting really angry? How do you instantly know that he means the exact opposite of what he just said?
That is a great point. And that strange, fascinating reaction is exactly what we're going to explore today. Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Yes, welcome. We are so genuinely happy to have you sitting right here with us today.
Take a deep breath, settle in. If you are washing the dishes right now or driving your car or just relaxing on the sofa, you are in a safe, comfortable space.
This is a place where we think about language, specifically, the beautiful, messy English language, and we learn together as friends.
That is absolutely right. We know that learning a second language, especially when you're aiming for a really high level of fluency, well, it can feel completely overwhelming.
It really can. Sometimes it feels like there's this invisible wall between you and native speakers. You understand the vocabulary.
Right. You study hard.
Yeah, you know the grammar. But then they make a joke, and you feel entirely lost.
Today, we want to break down that wall. We are going to take our time. We will speak clearly and at a comfortable pace so your brain can truly absorb the ideas, not just the words.
We treat our listeners like intelligent peers. I mean, you already know so much.
You really do.
But we also know that the hardest part of language learning is not reading or writing. It is the real-time processing of a live conversation.
Yes, because when you read a book, you can just stop and check a dictionary.
Exactly. Or when you are writing an email, you can delete a sentence and try again. But when someone is standing right in front of you, speaking quickly, there is no pause button.
That real-time pressure is what causes so much anxiety for learners.
It is. When we look at how to optimize language learning, it always comes down to balancing 4 distinct pillars: reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
I get 4 pillars.
Right. And many learners are incredibly strong in reading and writing. They consume English news, they write perfect essays. But when it comes to listening to native level jokes or actually opening their mouth to speak, a kind of paralysis sets in.
Why do you think that paralysis happens? I mean, is it just a fear of making a mistake?
Well, fear of judgment is a huge part of it, for sure. But it is also a lack of physical muscle memory.
Muscle memory, like in sports.
Yes, exactly like that. When you speak your native language, your mouth, your tongue, your vocal cords, they all know exactly what to do. You do not even think about it.
That is true. It is automatic.
But when you speak English, your brain is working double time. It has to find the vocabulary word, apply the grammar rule, and then send a brand new physical signal to your mouth.
That takes an immense amount of energy.
It does, which is exactly why we want to talk about a specific, powerful habit before we get into the main topic.
Let us start by talking about your actual morning. Yes, you listening to us right now. We want you to use that physical muscle memory today.
Think about your morning routine. What time do you usually wake up, and what is the very first thing you do?
Take 5 seconds right now and say your answer out loud to us.
We will give you a moment. Say it to the room.
Perfect. Whether you said, I wake up at 7 and check my phone, or I wake up at 5 and go for a run, you just engaged the speaking pillar of your brain.
You just practiced.
And that brings us to the habit we highly recommend. We call it the 10-minute speaking habit.
If you want to truly optimize your English, you need to spend just 10 minutes every single day speaking out loud.
Just 10 minutes. Do I need a tutor for that?
No, not at all. You do not need a conversation partner. You can look in the mirror and talk about your plans for the day. You can talk to your cat about the weather.
I do that sometimes.
We all do. You can narrate what you are doing while you cook dinner. Like, now I am chopping the onions. Now I am boiling the water.
It sounds a little silly, but it is scientifically powerful. 10 minutes a day builds what we call neuroplasticity.
Which basically means it builds new roads in your brain.
Over time, the anxiety drops and the confidence rises because your physical mouth becomes comfortable making those English sounds.
So we want to ask you to make a tiny commitment to yourself today. I'm going to say a short sentence. I want you to repeat it after me.
Feel the words in your mouth. Ready? I will practice speaking for 10 minutes every day.
Your turn. Say it out loud.
Say it with real conviction.
Excellent. Hold on to that promise, because building that physical comfort is going to help you tremendously with the difficult concepts we are exploring today.
So let us go back to that shattered coffee mug on the floor. When your roommate said, well, you're looking energetic today, he was doing something humans do all over the world.
He was saying the exact opposite of the truth. He was using irony.
To truly understand why this works and why it doesn't just result in total confusion, we have to talk about the invisible foundation of all human communication.
We have to talk about the hidden rules.
Hidden rules. That sounds mysterious.
It is actually a well-known concept in linguistics. Whenever two human beings open their mouths to talk, they are entering into a secret, invisible contract.
Okay, an invisible contract.
Linguists call this the cooperative principle. Even if we are arguing, we are cooperating on a foundational level just by participating in the conversation. We have deep expectations of each other.
Wait, that seems a bit optimistic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, do we really cooperate all the time? People lie. People avoid answering questions. How is that a cooperative contract?
That is a really fantastic pushback. It is true, people do lie. But the only reason a lie works is because the baseline expectation is the truth.
Oh, I see. If we expected everyone to lie all the time, communication would completely break down.
Exactly. The contract has three main pillars. First, we expect the speaker to be truthful. Second, we expect them to be clear, like not confusing us intentionally. And third, we expect them to be relevant.
Relevant, meaning that what they say actually connects to the topic.
Right. If I ask you, what time is the meeting? And you answer, I really like eating cheese.
That definitely breaks the rule of relevance. It is confusing. My brain stops and says, wait, why did you just say that?
Yes. Think about it like driving a car in a busy city. When you get behind the wheel, you trust the invisible rules of the road. You expect other cars to stay in their lanes.
You expect them to stop when the light turns red.
Precisely.
Yes, and if you are driving and suddenly a car jumps the curb and starts driving on the pedestrian sidewalk, you notice immediately.
Your brain goes into shock. You know a fundamental rule has been broken.
And here is where human language becomes a beautiful art form. Conversation is just like driving. But sometimes we drive on the sidewalk on purpose.
We break the rules of truth, clarity, and relevance intentionally, just to send a special hidden message.
Let us pause and make sure you are tracking with us, listener. We just mentioned the three expectations of the invisible contract.
We expect people to be clear. We expect them to be relevant.
What was the first one? We expect people to tell the, say the word out loud.
It is the opposite of lying.
The truth. We expect people to be truthful.
So when your roommate looks at you standing in a puddle of coffee, exhausted, and says, you look energetic, he is taking the rule of truthfulness and he is driving it right onto the sidewalk.
It is so obviously a lie that you know it is not a mistake. You know he has a hidden intention.
Exactly.
But why? I struggle to see why human language evolved to be this complicated. If I want to comment on my friend looking tired, why not just say, you look incredibly tired and clumsy this morning?
Because direct language can be very harsh. It can be quite hurtful.
That is true. If I just drop my coffee, I am already stressed.
Right, and if I look at you and say you are clumsy and you look terrible, I am adding pain to your stress. Directness has a sharp edge.
So how does saying the opposite help?
By saying the opposite, by saying you look energetic, I am softening the reality. I am turning your painful moment into a shared joke.
Ah, I see. It is a way of creating connection without causing offense.
Yeah.
It was like a just social cushion.
Yes, a perfect way to describe it. And that cushion, that use of the opposite meaning in a gentle way, is what we call verbal irony.
Okay, so let's define that clearly for our listeners. Verbal irony is simply stating the opposite of what you mean. usually to highlight a situation, and often done in a humorous, light, or bonding way.
That is a great definition. Let's give an example.
Imagine you and a friend decide to go for a walk. You step outside, and it's the middle of January. There's a terrible blizzard. The wind is howling, the snow is blinding, and the temperature is 20 degrees below zero.
I am freezing just thinking about it.
You pull your scarf over your face, you shiver violently, and you yell, "Wow, it is really warm out here today."
That is classic verbal irony. The literal meaning of your words is that the temperature is hot. But your intention, your true meaning, is that you are freezing.
You are stating the opposite of the truth, but it is a gentle joke about the weather.
Let us put you in a scenario, listener. Try to use this tool right now.
Imagine you drop your phone, and the screen breaks into 100 pieces.
The worst feeling.
Yes. What is an ironic thing you could say in that exact moment? Take 5 seconds and say a short sentence out loud.
Remember, you want to state the absolute opposite of the truth.
What did you come up with? Maybe you said, "Well, that is just great." Or perhaps, "This is exactly what I needed today."
That is exactly how verbal irony works. But we have to be very careful here.
Why is that?
Because there is a darker, much more dangerous cousin to verbal irony, and that is called sarcasm.
Sarcasm. This is a word that confuses so many English learners, and honestly, it confuses native speakers too.
It really does. People often use the words irony and sarcasm as if they mean the exact same thing.
But they don't, do they?
They are related, but they are not the same. Sarcasm is a specific type of verbal irony. It still uses the opposite meaning, but the intention is completely different.
How so?
Irony is gentle. Sarcasm has a sharp, mocking, negative attitude.
So isn't sarcasm just irony with a bad attitude? Is it just about being mean?
It is about having a target. Irony usually targets a situation, like the cold weather or dropping a phone. Sarcasm usually targets a person. It is meant to criticize. It is meant to belittle someone.
I see. Let us imagine a different scenario to illustrate this. You are working on a big presentation for your company.
Okay, a work scenario.
You have a team member who is incredibly lazy. For 3 weeks, they do absolutely nothing. They sit at their desk, they browse the internet, they drink coffee.
We all know someone like that.
Yes. And you stay up late every night doing all the work. On the day of the presentation, the lazy coworker says, "Wow, we did a great job on this."
Oh, that makes me angry just hearing it.
Right. And you look at them and say, "Yes, thank you so much for all your hard work."
Ouch! Yes, that is sarcasm.
The literal words are positive, "Thank you for your hard work." But the intention is deeply critical.
You are mocking their laziness. You are attacking them. Irony is a playful dance. Sarcasm is a weapon.
Let us test your ear for this difference, listener. We are going to give you 2 quick situations.
One of them uses playful irony. The other one uses sharp sarcasm.
I want you to listen to both and then shout out which one is sarcasm. Situation 1 or situation 2? Are you ready?
Pay attention to who or what is being targeted.
Okay. Situation 1. You are at a birthday party. You are eating a giant, delicious piece of rich chocolate cake. You have frosting on your nose. You close your eyes, enjoy, smile, and say, "I really hate chocolate."
That sounds like a good time.
Now, situation 2. A coworker is carrying a huge stack of important documents. They trip over their own feet and drop all the papers into a muddy puddle on the floor. You look down at the ruined papers, sigh, and say, "Great job, genius."
Which one was sarcasm? Situation 1 or situation 2? Say it out loud.
If you chose situation 2, you're absolutely right.
Saying "great job, genius" is a direct attack on the coworker's mistake. It is sharp, mocking sarcasm.
But this raises a massive question for language learners. If we look at the literal words in situation 2, great job, genius, those are very positive words. Great job.
Genius. They are very positive on paper.
Right, so if the words are positive, how on earth does the listener know that the speaker is being mean?
Now we are reaching the most fascinating part of human speech. The words themselves are only half of the message. The other half is the music.
The music of language. In linguistics, we have a beautiful technical term for this. It is called prosody.
Prosody, P-R-O-S-O-D-Y. Prosody refers to the tone, the pitch, the rhythm, and the volume of our voice when we speak.
Before we dive into how prosody works, let us make sure you are comfortable saying this word, listener. It is a great vocabulary word for advanced English.
Repeat it out loud with us, slowly. Prosody.
Prosody. Say it one more time.
Excellent.
So how does prosody change a positive word into a weapon?
When an English speaker wants to signal that they are not telling the literal truth, they change the music of their voice. And what is fascinating is that in English, there are actually two very distinct types of sarcastic prosody.
Two types. So we make two different sounds depending on how we feel.
Exactly.
What is the first type?
The first type is called bantering sarcasm. Bantering means joking playfully, often with friends.
How does it sound?
When we use bantering sarcasm, our pitch goes very high, the speed slows down, and the volume gets louder. It sounds almost exaggerated, like a cartoon character.
So if my friend is trying to fix a bicycle and the wheel falls off, I might use bantering sarcasm. I would raise my pitch and say loudly, "Oh, great job."
Exactly. Your voice went up on the word great. A great job.
That high pitch is a musical signal.
It tells your friend, I'm teasing you, but we are still friends.
But you said there are two types. What happens if I am not joking? What if I am genuinely angry?
Then you use the second type, which is called scornful sarcasm. Scornful means showing deep disrespect, disgust, or anger.
And the music for that is different.
The prosody for scornful sarcasm is the exact opposite of bantering. The pitch drops low, the voice becomes completely flat with no emotion, and the volume gets quiet.
Let me try that. Same words. But someone does something truly dangerous and stupid, like throwing away an important hard drive. I would drop my pitch, look away, and say, "Oh, great job."
Wow, that sounds so cold. Ugh, great job.
Yeah, there are no high notes there at all. Just heavy, flat, quiet disappointment. It is chilling.
Now, listener, if you are sitting there thinking, I have never noticed these tone changes before, or I always miss the joke when native speakers do this, I want you to listen to me very carefully.
Do not feel bad.
Yes, please do not be hard on yourself. This is universally one of the most difficult hurdles for second language learners to overcome.
And there is a very scientific reason for it, isn't there?
Yes. Every language in the world has its own unique music for irony and sarcasm. If your native language is Spanish or Mandarin or Arabic or German, the way you change your pitch to show sarcasm in your home country is completely different from how we do it in English.
For example, some languages rely much more on specific vocabulary words to show irony, rather than changing the pitch of the voice.
Other languages might speed up their speech instead of slowing it down.
So, when you are listening to English, your brain is still listening for the music of your native language.
Right. Your brain is waiting for the Spanish signal or the Mandarin signal. And when the English speaker uses that low, flat, scornful pitch, your brain just misses it entirely.
It completely ignores the musical clue and only processes the literal words in the dictionary.
But here's the good news about optimizing your learning. You can absolutely train your brain to hear the English music. You can rewire those pathways.
And research in language acquisition tells us that explicit training is the fastest way to do it.
Explicit training means actively, physically practicing the exact pitch and tone with your own mouth, even if it feels strange or unnatural at first.
Let us do some explicit training right now. We're going to use that powerful 10-minute habit.
I want you to practice changing your prosody with us. We will use a very simple phrase that's just perfect.
First, we want you to say it sincerely. Imagine you just arrived at a hotel room, and it has a beautiful view of the ocean. You are genuinely happy.
Use your normal happy voice. Say it. That's just perfect out loud right now.
Smile while you say it.
Beautiful. Now let us rewire the brain. Let us use scornful sarcasm.
Imagine you are walking to an important job interview, and a car drives through a puddle and splashes mud all over your clean white shirt.
I want you to drop your pitch. Make your voice low, flat, and angry. Say it out loud. That's just perfect.
Really feel that flat, heavy emotion in your throat.
You did it. The more you physically practice making those specific musical sounds, the faster your brain will recognize them when you're watching an English movie or talking to an English speaker.
Okay, so we have unpacked what irony and sarcasm are. We know they are rule breakers, we know how they sound, and the difference between high bantering and low scornful prosody.
But this leads to a much deeper, almost philosophical question.
Yes. If sarcasm requires breaking the basic rules of human cooperation, and if it requires complex musical signals that are easily misunderstood, why on earth did human language evolve to do this?
It is a great question. Why not just speak directly? Why take the risk?
Psychologists and linguists have debated this for decades, and they have landed on two major theories that explain the human obsession with irony.
The first one is absolutely fascinating. It is called echoic theory.
Echoic, like an echo in a large canyon. You shout hello, and the canyon shouts hello back to you.
Exactly. An echo is a sound that bounces back, repeating what was already said. The echoic theory argues that when we use irony, we are not just making up a random lie.
What are we doing then?
We're actually echoing or repeating a past expectation or a past hope.
Wait, so when someone is sarcastic, they are basically holding a mirror up to a past version of themselves. I struggle to see how that applies to real life. Walk me through an example.
Let us go back to a picnic scenario. Imagine you and I spend all week planning a beautiful picnic. We check the weather app every day.
We buy expensive cheese.
We say to each other, it is going to be a wonderful day. We build a strong expectation in our minds.
Right. The expectation is sunshine and happiness.
But when we arrive at the park, the sky turns black. A massive thunderstorm starts. It is pouring, freezing rain.
Our sandwiches are completely ruined.
We're shivering. I look at you, standing in the mud, and I say, what a wonderful day.
Oh, I see. You are not just describing the terrible rain. You are literally echoing the exact words we used yesterday.
Yes. You are repeating our past hope to show how completely wrong it was. The humor and the irony live in the friction between what we expected and the harsh reality of what actually happened.
The echo highlights that painful gap. And as humans, we all live in that gap constantly. We're always hoping for things that do not work out.
Let us ask our listener, think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever expected a situation to be wonderful, maybe a vacation or a date or a new job, and it turned out to be a complete disaster?
Just hold that memory in your mind for a few seconds. How did it feel in your chest?
It usually feels heavy, disappointing, and frustrating.
Irony is our brain's pressure valve. By echoing the broken expectation, we release that heavy feeling. We turn our disappointment into a shared joke.
It is actually a brilliant coping mechanism.
It really is. But there is a second theory, which explains the times when we are not echoing a past hope. If the first one is echoic theory, the second one is called pretense theory.
Pretense, that comes from the verb to pretend. It means faking something or acting like someone else.
Exactly. Pretense theory argues that when you use sarcasm, you are suddenly acting in a tiny, one-person theater play.
You put on an invisible mask. You pretend to be a foolish, ridiculous person who actually believes the silly words you were saying.
So you are saying that when I looked at my lazy coworker earlier and said, "Thanks for your hard work," I was not just saying the opposite of the truth. I was acting.
Yes. You were playing a character. You were pretending to be a naive, foolish manager who cannot see that the coworker did absolutely nothing.
That is so strange.
By acting like that idiot manager, you highlight how ridiculous the coworker's behavior actually is.
It is like an inside joke of the universe. But if I am acting like a fool, how do I know people will understand the play?
Because according to pretense theory, there are always two audiences in the room when you use sarcasm. There is the smart audience and the foolish audience.
The two audiences. Who are they?
The smart audience consists of the people who share your context. They understand the prosody, they see the invisible mask you're wearing, they know you are acting, and they laugh with you.
And the foolish audience.
The foolish audience is hypothetical. It represents the naive people who would actually take your words literally.
So when I use sarcasm, I am winking at the smart audience while simultaneously making fun of the imagined foolish audience.
Exactly. No wonder this is so difficult for language learners.
Right. You are asking their brains to translate vocabulary, check grammar, decode musical prosody, recognize a broken expectation, and understand a tiny theatrical play, all in 1 second.
It is a massive cognitive load, which is why, again, we say, be patient with yourself.
Let's do a quick mental check, listener. We just explored the two major psychological reasons for irony. The first one is about repeating a past hope, like an echo in a canyon.
What was the second theory called? It involves acting or putting on a mask.
It starts with the letter P. Say the word out loud.
The act of pretending.
Pretense theory. You are doing an amazing job following these high-level concepts.
Now that we know the psychology, the why, let us look at the grammar, the how. How do we actually construct these sentences?
There are specific tools of the trade that native speakers use automatically. What is the most common tool?
My absolute favorite tool is a rhetorical device called litotes.
Litotes. Litotes. That is a very unusual word. It sounds ancient.
It comes from ancient Greek. Litotes is a very specific, very common type of understatement.
How does it work?
The easiest way to understand it is this. It is using a negative phrase to communicate a positive feeling. It is a double negative.
Using a negative to mean a positive, why waste brain energy converting a double negative instead of just saying the positive word? Give me an example.
Imagine you go to a restaurant and you eat a steak. The chef comes out and asks, how was the steak?
Okay, standard question.
Instead of just saying it was good, you use a negative word. You say, well, it wasn't bad.
Not bad. Yes, we say that constantly in English. If someone asks how my weekend was, I say, not bad.
But not bad doesn't mean neutral. It usually means it was actually quite good.
Exactly. Or imagine you see a friend's new painting. It is okay, but not brilliant. You might say, well, it's no masterpiece.
You use the negative no masterpiece to mean it is just average.
Or if you see a beautiful new car, you might say, not too shabby. Shabby means old, broken, or in poor condition. So saying not too shabby means it is excellent.
It is so deeply strange that the human brain loves to do this. Why do we soften reality this way? Why not just say, the car is excellent?
It is often about cultural norms of modesty and hedging. In many cultures, expressing extreme positive emotion feels too aggressive or too boastful.
TOEFL allows us to praise something without sounding overly enthusiastic. It is a safer, softer way to agree.
And what is truly mind-blowing is that this is not just a weird quirk of the English language. TOEFL is a global, cross-cultural phenomenon.
Absolutely. If you look at French, it is incredibly common for native speakers to say pas mal, which translates directly to not bad when they mean something is quite good.
In Russian, you will hear neplokho, which also means not bad, used to describe a highly positive situation.
The human brain, across all borders, seems to love using a negative to affirm a positive.
Yeah. Let us practice this tool, listener. I want you to try building a LTOEFL right now.
Imagine your friend cooks you dinner. It is delicious. Instead of saying the direct positive phrase, the food is good, how can you say it using a negative word?
Take 5 seconds and say your answer out loud. Use the word not in your answer.
Did you say, not bad? Or maybe, not terrible?
If so, you just successfully used LTOEFL.
LTOEFL is a form of understatement, making things seem smaller or less intense than they are. But the opposite tool is just as common.
Overstatement, also known as hyperbole.
Hyperbole, that means exaggerating wildly, making a situation seem 1,000 times bigger or more dramatic than the literal truth.
Give me an example of that.
Imagine you are at the post office. There are only 3 people in front of you. You wait for exactly 10 minutes, but when you get home, you throw your keys on the table and yell, I waited in line for 1,000,000 years.
1,000,000 years. That is massive overstatement. But it serves a purpose, doesn't it?
It does. Overstatement is how we emphasize frustration. It communicates the size of our emotion, not the reality of the clock.
Exactly. Overstatement ramps up the emotion, but understatement does the exact opposite. Understatement minimizes a situation. It tries to bring the emotional temperature down.
Let us go back to a stressful situation. Imagine you let your friend borrow your car.
Oh boy.
Your friend accidentally puts the car in reverse, hits the gas, and smashes the back of the car into a massive oak tree. It is a huge crash. The bumper is completely destroyed.
That is terrible.
You walk outside, look at the destroyed car, look at your terrified friend and say, well, you might want to drive a little slower next time.
That is a profound understatement. The reality is a violent, expensive crash, but your words are incredibly soft. A little slower.
Why choose understatement in a crisis? If my car is destroyed, I should be screaming. Why use this soft irony?
Often, understatement in a crisis is a profound tool for empathy. Think about your friend in that scenario. They just crashed your car.
They are probably panicking, feeling terrible guilt, maybe even hyperventilating.
If you run outside and scream, you destroyed my car, you escalate their panic. By using a gentle understatement, you are sending a meta message.
You are saying, the car is broken, but our relationship is okay. I am calm, so you can calm down too.
That is a beautiful perspective. Irony is not always a weapon. Sometimes it is a shield. It is a way to protect someone's feelings and manage the emotional energy in the room.
It is a shield, yes. But we have to be very clear about this. It is a shield made of glass. It can easily shatter.
Which brings us to the final and perhaps most important aspect of our discussion, the emotional risks of irony.
We have spent the last 40 minutes talking about how fun, complex, and empathetic these linguistic tools can be, but sarcasm and irony come with a very high emotional risk.
If they are used incorrectly, they can cause serious damage to relationships.
Remember the cooperative principle, the invisible contract. Sarcasm explicitly breaks the rule of being clear. It forces the listener to guess your true intention.
And what happens when the listener guesses wrong?
It is a total disaster. If I use sharp sarcasm and the person I'm talking to misses the musical prosody and takes my words literally, they will think I am an incredibly rude, cruel person.
Irony is a high-wire act. It can build immense solidarity and inside jokes if it works, but it feels terribly insulting if it fails.
And research tells us that we have to be very careful about who we use it with, because different demographics process these signals differently.
Like who? Are there specific groups of people who struggle to decode sarcasm?
Yes, age is a significant factor. Studies show that as older adults age, they sometimes begin to rely more heavily on the literal meaning of words in a conversation.
Why is that?
Their hearing might change, which means they might miss that quick, subtle drop-in pitch, the scornful prosody.
So if a teenager uses flat, scornful sarcasm with their 80-year-old grandfather, the grandfather might not hear the musical clue. He just hears the literal words, which sound insulting.
And suddenly, there is a huge family argument over a simple misunderstanding.
You really have to know your audience. If there is a power dynamic, like talking to a boss or a generational gap, the risk of sarcasm often outweighs the reward.
Let us do a quick reflection, listener. Have you ever experienced this kind of disaster?
Have you ever made a joke in your native language or in English, and the other person took it entirely literally?
Or maybe someone was sarcastic to you and you didn't realize it until hours later.
Think about that memory for just a few seconds. How did that sudden, awkward silence feel?
It is a deeply uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? The air just leaves the room.
And this danger isn't just about age. It is deeply tied to cross-cultural communication.
Yes, the emotions attached to different types of irony change wildly depending on where you are on the globe. This is vital for language learners to know.
Across many cultures, understatement, like saying not bad or a little bump for a car crash, feels friendly, humble, and positive globally. It is a very safe tool to practice.
But sharp sarcasm. Sarcasm feels negative and hurtful in almost every culture, especially when it is combined with rhetorical questions.
Let us explain that term. A rhetorical question is a question that you ask out loud, but you do not actually want an answer.
You ask it just to make a point or to express an emotion.
Imagine you are walking in a crowded train station. Someone is looking at their phone, not paying attention, and they step heavily on your foot.
You are in pain. You look at them and yell, "Are you blind?"
Are you blind? That is a sarcastic rhetorical question. You are not an eye doctor. You do not actually want to know their medical history.
You are using the question as a weapon to insult their clumsiness.
And across cultures, that specific type of sarcastic question feels deeply aggressive and arrogant. So if you are practicing your English speaking skills, it is generally much safer to lean into understatement.
Stick to gentle irony and avoid sharp sarcasm until you are incredibly fluent in the cultural nuances of the room.
But this brings us to the most modern, complex problem of all. We know sarcasm is risky face-to-face. But how on earth do we navigate this in the digital age?
How do we use sarcasm on the internet?
Text messages, group chats, social media comment sections is an absolute minefield of misunderstandings.
Think about the mechanics of it. We spent all this time talking about prosody, the pitch, the tone, the speed of the voice.
But when I send you a text message, there is no voice. It is just flat, black letters on a white, glowing screen. There is no music at all.
None. The reader cannot hear if you are using high, bantering sarcasm or low, scornful sarcasm. They have to guess your intention entirely based on the text.
And for the first decade of the internet, this resulted in massive, endless arguments. Someone would make a sarcastic joke in a forum, someone else would read it literally, get furious, and start a digital war.
So the invisible contract of cooperation completely broke down because the musical signals were removed. The internet needed a solution.
And this is why human language is so breathtaking. We are so adaptable. We realized a tool was missing, so we organically invented a new one. We invented tone indicators.
A tone indicator is a small visual symbol added to the very end of a written message. Its entire job is to replace the missing prosody.
It tells the reader's brain what music to play in their head while reading the text.
The most common and famous tone indicator for sarcasm on the English-speaking internet is a /, followed immediately by a lowercase letter s.
/s. So if I am stuck in a terrible traffic jam and I want to text you a joke, I might write, "I just love sitting in traffic for 3 hours, /s."
That little symbol at the end acts like a safety net. It explicitly tells you, hey, I am breaking the rule of truthfulness. Read this with a sarcastic voice.
It is brilliant. It completely removes the guesswork. We also do this with emojis, of course. The rolling eyes emoji, the upside down smiling face, the winking face.
These visual clues step in and do the heavy lifting of the human voice. They protect our digital relationships from the immense danger of misunderstanding.
This is a crucial piece of modern vocabulary. Let us make sure you have this locked in your memory, listener.
Next time you text a joke in English to a friend and you want to be 100% sure they know you are being sarcastic, what 2 keyboard characters can you type at the end of the sentence?
Say it out loud right now. A symbol and a letter.
/S. If you said /S, you are fully equipped to survive the English-speaking internet.
It really shows that language is not a dead set of grammar rules in a textbook. It is a living, breathing, evolving organism. We adapt to survive, even in the cold environment of text messages.
This has been such a deep, incredible journey today. We have covered so much ground. Let us take a moment to slowly walk back down the mountain and look at the path we traveled without losing the magic of the ideas.
We started with the foundation of human connection, that invisible cooperative contract. We expect each other to be truthful and clear.
But we explored the fascinating reality that we intentionally break those rules to soften the harshness of life.
We saw the difference between verbal irony, which is a gentle cushion, and sarcasm, which is a sharpened weapon targeting a person.
We unpacked the complex music of speech, prosody, the high, loud notes of bantering, and the quiet, flat tones of scorn.
And we validated exactly why your brain, as a language learner, might miss those musical cues.
We dived into the deep psychology of why humans do this, the echoic theory, where we repeat a broken hope to release the pressure of disappointment.
And the pretense theory, where we put on a mask and act like a foolish character to bond with a smart audience.
We examined the tools, like the global phenomenon of litotes, saying not bad to mean good, and the empathetic, calming power of understatement during a crisis.
And finally, we looked at the emotional risks, generational divides, and how simple tools like /S save our friendships in the digital world.
That is an immense amount of high-level, complex English language processing. If you followed along with us today, you should feel a deep sense of pride.
You are training your brain in ways that textbooks simply cannot do. You are doing fantastic.
And this brings us right back to the very beginning of our time together. We talked about how to optimize your learning. We talked about the 4 pillars: reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
And how speaking is often the weakest, most frightening pillar. We introduced the 10-minute daily speaking habit.
Yes. So here is your practical, real-world takeaway. Here is how you apply today's knowledge.
Tomorrow morning, when you do your 10 minutes of speaking out loud, I want you to practice prosody. I want you to act. Take one simple English sentence and say it 3 completely different ways.
Take the sentence, "I am having a great time." First, say it sincerely with a bright, happy smile.
Then, imagine you were teasing a friend at a boring party. Say it with bantering sarcasm. Make your pitch high, loud, and slow.
Finally, imagine you are stuck in the rain. Say it with scornful sarcasm. Drop your voice low, flat, and quiet. Feel how the music changes the meaning in your own throat.
Let us make one final commitment to each other today. I want you to promise us, and more importantly, promise yourself, that you will do this tomorrow. Repeat this sentence out loud right now.
I will practice my English tone tomorrow.
Say it with confidence. You have the power to do it.
As we wrap up, I want to remind you of one vital truth. English is messy, the rules are contradictory, the sounds are strange.
And humor, irony, and sarcasm are universally the absolute hardest parts of any language to master.
Yeah.
It's completely okay to make mistakes.
It is okay if you watch an English movie tonight and miss the joke. Be patient with your brain. Give yourself grace.
We want to leave you with one final provocative thought to explore on your own today.
As we move deeper into the future, we are interacting more and more with artificial intelligence. We text chatbots, we talk to virtual assistants.
We know that sarcasm relies on empathy, on shared human experience, and on the painful friction between hope and reality.
So ask yourself this. As AI gets smarter, will a computer ever truly be able to understand a sarcastic joke?
Can a machine that has never felt disappointment ever truly echo a broken human expectation? Or is irony the one thing that will always make us uniquely human?
What a beautiful, complex puzzle to think about. Thank you so much for sitting with us, for practicing your speaking, and for sharing your time with us today.
Keep speaking out loud, keep noticing the music of language, and we'll talk to you again very soon. Have a wonderful and completely sincere day.